Greenhouse farming in Kenya has become one of the most talked about ways of making money in agriculture today. Many people, especially young entrepreneurs and small-scale farmers, are looking for better ways to earn a steady income without depending too much on rain. With the changing climate, unreliable rainfall, and increasing demand for fresh vegetables, greenhouse farming is now seen as a modern solution. But before investing your hard-earned money, it is important to understand whether it is truly worth it in the year 2026. To begin with, greenhouse farming simply means growing crops inside a controlled structure. This structure is usually covered with special plastic that allows sunlight in while protecting crops from harsh weather conditions. Inside the greenhouse, a farmer can control water, temperature, humidity, and even pests to some extent. This gives crops a better environment to grow compared to open field farming. In Kenya, agriculture is a major source of income for millions of people. However, traditional farming has many challenges. Rainfall is no longer reliable as it used to be many years ago. Some seasons are too dry, while others have too much rain that destroys crops. Because of this, farmers often make losses. Greenhouse farming offers a way to reduce these risks because crops are protected from extreme weather. One of the biggest reasons people are interested in greenhouse farming is the promise of higher yields. When crops are grown under controlled conditions, they tend to grow faster and healthier. For example, tomatoes grown in a greenhouse can produce several times more than those grown in the open field. This means that even a small piece of land can generate a good income if managed properly. However, greenhouse farming is not cheap to start. The initial investment can be quite high, especially for beginners. A standard greenhouse structure in Kenya can cost anywhere between 150,000 Kenya shillings to 400,000 Kenya shillings, depending on the quality and size. In addition to the structure, you also need a drip irrigation system, seeds, fertilizers, pesticides, and labor. All these costs can add up quickly. For many people, this high starting cost is the biggest challenge. Some farmers take loans to start greenhouse farming, hoping to repay the money after harvesting their crops. While this can work, it also comes with risk. If the crop fails or market prices drop, the farmer may struggle to repay the loan. This is why it is important to plan carefully before investing. Despite the high initial cost, greenhouse farming can be very profitable when done correctly. Crops like tomatoes, capsicum, cucumbers, and strawberries do very well in greenhouses. These crops have high demand in urban areas such as Nairobi, Mombasa, and Kisumu. Restaurants, supermarkets, and hotels are always looking for fresh and high-quality produce, and they are willing to pay good prices. Take tomatoes as an example. A single greenhouse can hold hundreds of tomato plants. Each plant can produce many kilograms of tomatoes over one growing season. When market prices are good, farmers can earn hundreds of thousands of Kenya shillings from one greenhouse. After subtracting the costs, the profit can still be significant. However, it is important to understand that profits are not guaranteed. Farming is a business, and like any business, it has risks. One major risk in greenhouse farming is poor management. Even though the environment is controlled, crops still need proper care. Overwatering, underfeeding, or incorrect use of chemicals can damage crops. A small mistake can lead to big losses. Another challenge is pests and diseases. Many people think that greenhouses completely protect crops from pests, but this is not entirely true. If pests or diseases enter the greenhouse, they can spread very quickly because the environment is enclosed. This makes it even more important for farmers to monitor their crops regularly and take action early. Market prices are another factor that affects profitability. In Kenya, the price of vegetables can change very quickly depending on supply and demand. For example, when many farmers harvest tomatoes at the same time, the market can become flooded, causing prices to drop. This means that even if you have a good harvest, you may not make as much money as expected. To reduce this risk, farmers are advised to plan their planting carefully. Growing crops when there is less supply in the market can lead to better prices. Some farmers also look for contract buyers such as supermarkets or exporters before planting. This helps them secure a market in advance and reduces uncertainty. Training and knowledge are very important in greenhouse farming. Many people fail not because greenhouse farming does not work, but because they lack the right skills. Understanding how to manage irrigation, fertilizers, pests, and crop cycles is key to success. Fortunately, there are many agricultural training programs in Kenya that can help farmers learn modern farming techniques. Another important factor is water availability. Even though greenhouses use water more efficiently than open farming, they still require a reliable water source. Farmers need to ensure they have enough water throughout the growing season. Some invest in water storage tanks or boreholes to avoid shortages. Location also plays a role in success. Being close to a good market can reduce transportation costs and ensure that produce reaches buyers while still fresh. Poor roads and long distances can eat into profits and reduce the quality of produce. One of the advantages of greenhouse farming is that it allows for year-round production. Unlike open-field farming, where crops depend on seasons, greenhouses make it possible to grow crops at any time of the year. This means farmers can take advantage of high prices during off-seasons when supply is low. In addition to income, greenhouse farming can also improve food security. By producing more food in a controlled environment, farmers can contribute to feeding the growing population. This is especially important in urban and peri-urban areas where land is limited. However, greenhouse farming is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It requires patience, discipline, and hard work. Farmers need to monitor their crops daily, keep records, and continuously learn and improve. Those who treat it as a serious business are more likely to succeed. For beginners, it is often recommended to start small. Instead of investing in multiple greenhouses at once, start with one and learn from the experience. This reduces risk and allows you to understand the challenges before expanding. As you gain confidence and knowledge, you can gradually increase your investment. Technology is also playing a growing role in greenhouse farming. Some farmers are now using sensors, automated irrigation systems, and mobile apps to monitor their crops. While these technologies can improve efficiency, they also increase the cost. Farmers need to decide what level of technology is suitable for their budget and needs. In the year 2026, the future of greenhouse farming in Kenya looks promising. With increasing demand for food, rising awareness of modern farming methods, and support from government and private organizations, more people are expected to invest in this sector. However, success will depend on proper planning, good management, and access to markets. In conclusion, greenhouse farming in Kenya is worth it, but only for those who are prepared. It offers the potential for high returns, efficient use of land, and protection from unpredictable weather. At the same time, it comes with challenges such as high startup costs, management requirements, and market risks. Anyone considering this venture should take time to learn, plan, and prepare before investing. If done correctly, greenhouse farming can be a powerful way to build wealth, create employment, and contribute to food production in Kenya. It is not an easy path, but for those who are willing to put in the effort, it can be a very rewarding one.